Greetings, grave robbers, and welcome back to Not the Television Graveyard. Welcome to the Plus 2 comedy Hiatus. Yes, we are still on hiatus for the month of November. Big news, though, that I wanted to break out here before we get into some content that we'll be rolling out here on the channel. One, my good friend Scott Holiday, who looks like, sounds like, and is me, did get around to launching his own YouTube channel. You can check out Plus 2 Wrestling, which for some reason YouTube doesn't like to pull up when you search, so you can click the link that I'm going to provide in the comments and also at the end of this. So check that out. It's just me as Scott talking about professional wrestling, what's going on in terms of shows that you can see me at, and various holidays that are going on this week. So check that out over at Plus 2 Wrestling. For today, hiatus show, it is a little show I did with my good friend Jeff Stormer. Jeff Stormer is the host of the Party of One podcast, and we started a little show together where we got together once a month to challenge each other to make brand new tabletop games. It unfortunately only lasted 3 episodes, but it was something I really enjoyed, and I wanted to share it here on the main channel to kind of give it a little bit more exposure. So a few things I want to say about this show is, one, the audio's a bit rough on Jeff's mic for the first 5 minutes of it. It gets fixed. I know it's a little bit annoying, but we do fix it, so please don't give up on it for that. 2, the game we play is called Taco Bella Lugosi, which is available for purchase on, itch.io? Itch.io. I'll leave a link for that as well if you want to purchase your own version of Taco Bella Lugosi. And also be sure to check out Jeff Stormer. You can follow him at Party of One Pod if Twitter is still a thing by the time you are listening to this. And I want you to go ahead and tweet at Jeff Stormer, that's at Party of One Pod. Hey, when's the games we made along the way coming back? I know, the title is too long, but the games we made along the way is what you're about to listen to. It's a show that I'd love to do again, so bother Jeff about it, and please enjoy the pilot episode of the games we made along the way. Hi. I'm professional wrestler, stand-up comedian, and host of this here show, TV's Noah Houlihan, joined by podcaster, wrestling enthusiast, and unofficial game designer of the Olive Garden, Jeff Stormer.
Hi, everybody.
Me and Jeff have been friends for years now, and we've gone to wrestling shows together, traveled across the country. What's really important are the games we made along the way. Well, I love that we picked a long title that's hard to say at the same time.
Yeah, and I like that we came at it with a lot of different rhythms. We were really like, what's
different energy.
Different words.
So this is a new show that I really wanted to do, and I'm super glad that you're part of this because, number one, you and I don't get to play enough games together.
This is true. This is 100% true.
So I love the fact that we're going to finally just set some time every month to play a game together. But this is the games we made along the way. And it's a show about tabletop design and playing tabletop games and also just hanging out and being buds. Yeah. So every month we will present a brand new tabletop game that one of us has created. And with a suggestion that the other one has made. And we'll see what we come up with. So this is our first episode. And there's something that we have a bit of a tradition.
Yes, indeed.
And
today was that tradition.
Today was that tradition is for my birthday. We always get together and we binge Taco Bell as much as we can. Yeah. So we weren't able to do it in person because of COVID. So, this is a game that I created that we're going to play for the first time, based on Taco Bell. So,
a little bit of backstory here.
By all means.
So, backstory on 2 things. There's a tri-annual tradition at play where it is your birthday, my birthday, and my partner Jen's birthday. We go to Taco Bell 3 times a year. It is the only times a year that I allow myself to eat Taco Bell. Partially because like I will eat it a lot more if I could. And so like, hey, I just want to say on Mike, I really treasure this tradition, and I'm glad that we got to take part.
Me too. I love doing this.
And also the other part of this is shortly after the Olive Garden LARP got published. I guess if we're going slightly further back, I did write a LARP about the Olive Garden, and they have not acknowledged it, which shame on them, frankly. And shortly afterwards, Noah had messaged me and said, like, make a Taco Bell game. And I was like, I don't have another food game in me. This is on you. And here we are now with the first game of the games we made along the way. We've come to the culmination of that quest, and I'm very excited.
All right, so we're having a little bit of audio difficulty on your end, according to the chat.
All right. Let me see what I got.
Oh, apparently I'm clear and you were not clear.
Let me see why that is.
Yeah, I mean, it might be on my streaming end, so I just turned you up on my end. So just try talking to see.
Is that better? Do I sound better? Do I sound clearer? Am I better for the people watching at home?
We're waiting with bated breath.
Waiting with bated breath. Sometimes sometimes I gotta get like way close to this microphone to really like get picked up by it. So it may also be that I just wasn't close enough to the mic.
Okay, balancing now is what we got.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I think
you're just a little tinny.
Yeah.
So
all right.
That might just be your microphone.
Yeah, could be.
Thank you, Freddie, for helping us.
Thank you
for helping us do a tech run of this. I'll edit this out when we go to YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be great. So anyway, the backstory of this game, there's a little bit of backstory, which is I wrote an Olive Garden LARP a few years ago, and Noah had messaged me shortly after it published to be like, why didn't you write a Taco Bell game? And I said, because I wrote an Olive Garden game. It's just what came out. My fingers hit the keys, and this is what happened. And I said to Noah, if there's going to be a Taco Bell game, this has to be you have to write this.
Yes, and now here we are.
And here we are 2 years later.
Another thing that really was part of like the creation of this show was I was on YouTube, and a YouTuber, what's her name? Pushing Up Roses, did a video on Beyond Belief. And I remember,
I love Beyond Belief.
Well, you have that game about the host of Beyond Belief.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes wants your attention and you must not give it to him.
Yes. And like, I remember when you first sent me that game, I was just like, this is what games can be? Like, yeah. It never dawned on me that like the room for creativity in the tabletop gaming space.
Oh yeah. I love what I lovingly call shitpost design. is a philosophy that I really adore, which is like you just find a weird joke and you find a way to make it into a thing.
Yes.
So to give context, Jonathan Frakes Wants Your Attention and You Must Not Give It to Him was created as part of a game jam, which is like an extended period where someone picks a theme, and then the idea is like in that theme you are encouraged to make whatever thing strictly within the limits of that time period, like make a game complete in that time period.
Yes.
Somebody made a game jam based off of that viral video of Jonathan Frakes asking questions from Beyond Belief. Like, do you know what Big Star's real estate agents have become? Who's the tallest man you've ever seen? Would you display this as a trophy in your house? Do you like to go wandering in the pale moonlight? So I took that list of questions, and all I could think about was Jonathan Frakes walking behind you and just asking you these questions to try to get you to look at him. So the entire structure of that game is one player is a person that is being haunted by a ghost that has taken on the shape of beloved character actor Jonathan Frakes. And the other character is that ghost, and that ghost can only interact by asking you questions. And if you react in any way to those questions while doing whatever household chores you had to do that day, that ghost steals your soul, and you become the ghost. Your body becomes possessed by the ghost of Jonathan, the ghost inhabiting the form of Jonathan Frakes. And so I was like, what if I just made that weird shitpost into a game? And so I wrote it in a day. Like, it took me a whole day to write it, and then I dropped it. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not giving this another moment of thought. It is out in the world now.
So that's kind of the spirit behind these games as well, is like, we're going to use concepts that no one ever thought, like, this is clearly something used for tabletop. Because you also were the one that taught me about, I believe it's called Dread, which is the system that uses a tumbling wooden tower.
A tumbling wooden tower is
Yes.
Dread and Starcrossed, and a few other games have taken on using a tumbling wooden tower
Yes.
of, I think it's 52 identical blocks, because the term for a tumbling wood tower made up of a certain number of identically shaped wooden blocks, there's a copyrighted term that is copyrighted, so you can't actually put that on your promotional material.
Yeah, so like for another game that uses that as one of their main mechanics is a game called Jenga.
Yes, Jenga is another is a tumbling wood tower game people might be familiar with.
Yes.
And this is Dread and Starcrossed are two games that both use that tower to create a very specific like narrative experience, and it's a very inspiration. They're both inspirational things for me.
Yes. So we're going to create these games in a month. So I had a month to create the game that we're going to play. And then next month, I'm going to give a suggestion to Jeff. And Jeff is going to have to create a game in a month.
Yeah.
Using whatever weird thing I give him as like one of the main mechanics of the game. And it's Taco Bell this month.
I'm excited.
I've created a Taco Bell game. And once this goes live, this game is going to be for sale. Like, we are going to sell this game, and you're going to be able to play it. So if you really enjoy it, we're actually going to sell this game. So who knows? Maybe we'll find some, like, real gold in this. So I've created a game. I think it's time to start playing.
Let's do this.
I created a game that I call Taco Bella Lugosi.
It's a great title. It's a great title.
Thank you. So let me pull up my rules here. So here's the deal with Taco Bella Lugosi. This is a battle of wits between Dracula and Van Helsing using saucy language. Ooh. So for the setup, you and a friend will go and get some delicious Taco Bell, which we have.
We did do that.
Regardless of what you order, make sure you blindly grab too many sauce packages. So I have like a bunch of just sauce packages here.
You can see I have filled a bowl.
You have a nifty bowl.
Packages.
Excellent.
The bowl was just a bowl that I owned, just for context.
Okay, good.
Just
good
wanted to
context.
make sure that like we are giving the purest game design experience possible. The bowl is just my bowl.
Yeah, so you need about 30. So we need like 15 apiece. And also make sure you buy an extra Doritos Locos Taco. Do you have yours?
I do. I do. I put it in the broiler because we ate it a while ago.
Yeah, this is also old and cold now.
So you'll note that mine is in fact burnt. But also you'll notice that when I touch it, it still has a lot of sog and give to it.
Yeah, because it's from Taco Bell.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. Burnt and soggy is a combination, as a flavor and texture combination that I did not think was possible, and I'm very excited to explore here today.
So part one is during the nacho or nacho fry part of your meal. I have nachos. You've already eaten yours.
I ate my nacho fries earlier. I couldn't resist.
We need
also, they were kind of already old. They were kind of already old by the time I got them.
I mean, my cheese is pretty cold, so it's very solid. We have to decide who will play Dracula and who wants to be Van Helsing. Do you have a preference, Jeff?
So, I don't have a particular preference. I'm thinking, I'm going to throw out, I'd like to play Van Helsing.
Okay. I will gladly be Dracula. They play almost exactly the same, other than the fact that they are different characters in
fiction.
In fiction, yeah. I won't eat this the whole time, but it just said it in the instructions, so I wanted to make sure we do this.
We gotta have the purest possible gameplay experience.
Exactly.
This is scientific, is what this is.
Yeah, we should say this is also a play test, so we are going to discuss the mechanics at the end of this, and there might be some subtle tweaks that we make before we make this available to the public. So, it is now time for today's story. Van Helsing, that is you. is the world-renowned vampire hunter, but has never faced a foe like the cunning Count Dracula. That is me. The two of us will have 3 chance encounters. During these encounters, Dracula, me, will try to hypnotize you by slipping in some saucy phrases. However, at the same time, Van Helsing will try to kill Count Dracula with some fire sauce.
There's a lot of on a playtesting note. Really appreciating the wordplay. It's making me very happy.
I'm glad to hear it. The game will be played in 3 rounds. Before starting each round, each player will grab 5 sauces from their pile. Read the messages on the sauce package and do your best to remember them. Mm-hmm. And then we will flip over a scenario card. And I actually did print these little cards here that say Taco Bell Lugosi on them.
Okay, love it.
And that will be our scenario, and we will start a 5-minute timer.
Okay.
So we will do a 5-minute scene based off of the scenario.
Okay.
You want to do your best to incorporate these phrases into the scene.
Okay.
When time expires, attempt to bring the scene to a natural close. So it's not like time's up and then we're done talking. It's like time's up and then we like say goodbye. And this way we don't like, if we're telling a good story, we don't just end.
Yeah.
Between rounds, we will add up our points and enjoy perhaps a chalupa or a cheesy gordita crunch. When you are ready for another round, grab 5 new sauce packets. Scoring. If you successfully work a sauce package phrase into a scene, don't say anything until the scene ends. Mm-hmm. Once the scene is end, you show the sauce package to your opponent, and you get 3 points for having said it. Mm-hmm. You can also get points for a call-out. If you think your opponent has just said a phrase from a sauce package, you may say, "What a strange thing to say." If you are caught, your opponent apologizes and hands over the packet, which we can't do virtually, but...
Right.
And hands over the packet. A successful call-out earns you 2 points.
Now, here's a play test, a design, a play question for you.
Sure.
When you hand over the packet to me, or when I hand a packet to you, are we assuming that packet is out of play, or is that packet in play on my side of the table?
It is out of play. It's just an easier way to just be like,
sure, to remove it from the field.
Yeah, it's not like I'm now going to try to say this too, because then you'll obviously get caught.
Or see, because the only reason I was asking is, and we'll get to it later. I'll point out what I was thinking was an exciting possibility. We'll get to it in a minute.
Okay. Another way to score is the bluff. If you say something that causes your opponent to say, "What a strange thing to say," but it is not from a sauce package, simply reply, "I don't find that strange," and that earns you 1 point. So you can't just constantly be trying call-outs. And then finally, this is the real tricky one. It's the manipulation point. If I can lead the conversation in such a way that forces you to say one of my phrases, I get 5 points.
I love it.
It's very hard to do, but it's definitely...
That's why I asked the question, because I realized there's like an exciting kind of possibility at play. If the sauce packets were to remain in play when you hand it over, there's this exciting possibility of playing to manipulation, where, for instance, if the sauce packet said like, I don't know, "I'm feeling hot today."
Yeah.
And that you presents this opportunity where like, I could start kind of like needling you to be like, aren't you just sweltering in that outfit? And then you'd have to kind of be like, "No, I feel fine. I feel great." And then I could kind of like, it creates this possibility of like, what I'm trying to get you to say, and I'm kind of like attacking you as a defensive. But if they're out of play, I think that's the right call, because I feel like that's gonna like color too much of play once that first packet changes hands.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so those are your 4 ways that it's saying it, a call out, a bluff, and a manipulation. Those are your 4 ways to score. They're all worth different amounts of points. And then winning, after 3 rounds, the person who with the most points is the winner and will complete the winner's scene. So there are 2 winner scenes. There's one for Dracula, one for Van Helsing. So whoever wins, that will be the final scene of our story. Who wrote Dracula? Bram Stoker?
Bram Stoker. Bram Stoker.
I wanted to say Mary Shelley, but I was like, nah, that's Frankenstein.
No, that's Frankenstein.
All right, so are you ready to get started here?
I am ready. Let me grab my 5 sauce packets.
Yeah, grab your sauce packages. Any questions? Any questions from the chat?
No, I feel like I've got a handle on it. I'm feeling good.
All right, I'm gonna get my sauce packages here.
All of my sauce packets are face down. I specifically did that for maximum I would not know.
I will say, I think it makes sense that I'm Dracula because I only got Diablo sauces.
Yeah, that feels right.
So yeah, I feel like we're doing this right. And I'm gonna use my nachos bag here to kind of make like a Scrabble tile thing. So I can set all these up. Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
I have a thought to discuss with you after this scene of something I am experiencing right now that I'm curious if you are experiencing, but we'll talk about that after.
I feel like we might be.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be very interesting.
This is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, all right. So this is why we play test. All right,
This is it. This is the magic.
I'm going to go ahead and put 5 minutes on our clock here so that we can properly time this. 5 minutes. I'm getting all Dracula. I'm trying to get in my Dracula zone. All right, so I got 5 minutes
I
up
let
here.
my cat into the room just a second.
All right, let your cat in as I shuffle our cards here. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Here's today's, or this is our first scene.
Okay.
Van Helsing, while walking down the street, accidentally bumps into Dracula on the street. I don't know why I wrote on the street twice, but while walking down the street, you bump into Count Dracula on the street.
Okay.
Causing
All
Dracula to drop his chalupa.
Okay.
All right. Our scenes begin.
Well, 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 if it is not the Lord of the Vampires.
What? Oh!
Dracula.
Really? Really, Van Helsing?
So what?
That was
What?
I just bought that. Really?
What, pray tell, is the Lord of Vampires doing out on a lovely evening such as today?
Well, I was going to enjoy a nice chalupa.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's ruined on the ground, isn't it? I ruined your meal.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And it's a chalupa. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Yes,
I gotta,
apologize. Apologize to what you've done.
I'm just. Have you tried? By the way, have you tried the quesarito?
I was going to look at all this food on the ground. I had a quesarito here from my mother.
You should have gotten one for yourself. You're missing out.
This is I wanted the chalupa, but my mom wanted the case. My mom was going to be upset.
I understand that. I understand. Look, drop the act. Tell me what you're really doing here.
To what? Can't a count walk around and enjoy some fine Mexican fast food?
No, you're a vampire.
So what? Absurd. How dare you say?
I'm sorry. Do you not want people to know that you're a vampire?
Shh.
Oh,
pray tell, what is a vampire?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that it's a secret. I didn't realize that you being a vampire is not public knowledge.
Sir, I was simply making my way down the street with food for myself and my mother. What are you going to do? You caused me to drop my meal.
What a strange thing to say.
I don't think it's strange at all.
I know you're up to something.
What are you going to do? How are you going to deal with the fact that you have ruined my meal?
I
demand compensation.
I'm gonna find out what your real game is, and then when I do, I'm going to track you, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to end you. These are my words as the greatest vampire hunter that has ever lived.
You know, I dare you. I dare you to do such a thing. But first, I demand compensation for the food that you have destroyed.
I will do no such thing. You will receive no compensation from me.
How dare you? This is your fault.
I don't care that it's
my mother.
First off, your mother is probably dead. Also, you should be dead.
How dare you speak ill of my mother?
All right, listen. I am tired of your
my
games.
Mother. How dare you?
I'm tired of your games. I am not going to sit here and let you try to paint me as the villain here. I know what you've done. I know, and I'm going to find out.
And I know what you have done. You have caused me to drop my meal upon the ground.
All right. If we are not going to speak here as equals, we are done here. Now step aside.
No, I will. You are not going anywhere until you deal with the fact that you've destroyed my meal.
Look, all right, fine. No, look, a crowd is gathering, and I do not want the fine Van Helsing name to be tarnished by a walking ghoul such as yourself. A vampire? Yeah, I said it.
Well then, what is your plan to fix this? And what you've done to me and my mother?
How much? How much do I owe you for this? Is it $17? I have $17 in my wallet.
It's Taco Bell. It's like $3.
You are buying for 2 people. I figured maybe.
Okay, let's slip me a 5.
Fine.
Apologize to me and my mother.
Do you have change for a 10?
Solved. I'm sorry?
Do you have change for a 10?
I don't. How about I just take a 10?
I'll give you the 10. You can Venmo me the other 5 later. I'm not giving you. I don't want your Venmo because I feel like you're. Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you my PayPal.me.
All right,
you can
fine.
PayPal me $5. I don't want your PayPal info because you're gonna get all weird with it and start request. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get complicated.
Okay. Well, we've been standing here for 5 minutes. I will take your money and your apology and be on my way.
Yeah. I bet you will, vampire.
An apology, sir.
No. And I walk off.
All right. So that was round 1.
That was round 1.
All right. So I got you on a bluff.
You got me on a bluff.
So that's 1 point for me there.
Yep.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm typing this up so I can keep score, and it went all weird for a second. So I didn't call you out on anything there. Did you say anything from yours?
I got 4 sauce packets.
Oh my God! Really?
I got 4 sauce packets.
Which ones did you say?
I said step aside.
Oh, step aside! Really?
I do. I had it's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret. I should have got that one.
And I had you're missing out. Now here's what I found. Here's my playtest feedback that I'm realizing with these, because the last one I had was you're cute.
Yeah.
Here's my playtest feedback, and this is not something that I think is on you as the designer. This is just, and I think this is going to make the rest of this game very interesting and challenging in an unexpected way. The things on these packets are way less weird than they used to be.
Yeah, they used to be much stranger.
They used to be like weird statements about like the only life worth living is one where you live moss and things.
Yeah.
And now I have I do.
Yeah, I do is a pretty easy one. I only got one. I got problem solved.
Okay, that's a good one. Were you trying to get me to say I'm sorry?
I was trying to get you to say sorry, Mom. That's why my mom was suddenly involved, and I was like,
all right, that's a very good one. And that is I think where the joy of the game comes from is like so For me, the joy of this game has changed because they are no longer. It is no longer about like finding ways to justify very weird phrases, and finding ways that these very ordinary phrases are going to change the game that we're telling.
Yes. So let me tell you my other ones though.
Okay.
All right. So I also had "Oh, the Anticipation," which I was trying to get to a few times and couldn't get to. I also had "Oh, the Anticipation."
Okay.
I had "Sorry, Mom, again." So I only had 3 phrases to work with.
So I'm thinking maybe in the rules it should be that if you draw a repeat packet, you should draw again.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
I think just for play's sake, I think like that is just for balance sake. It's going to make it because that means you had an exponentially harder time like getting to those things. Like I had a lot of options that I could play with, and you didn't.
Right.
And so I think it makes sense to like include that section of here are like if you're just as a point, like if you draw a thing, you should redraw.
Yes. When you eat more nachos in between, as stated in the rules.
As stated in the rules. So how did you feel about that scene?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It you know, a lot of these cards are Taco Bell leaning.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets us away from vampire hunting, but I think it was interesting. I think it was fun.
Yeah.
So like, I also think it's a bit odd in that like we did not establish where we were in our relationship.
Yeah.
So that might be something we might need to tweak going forward. Because like I kind of took it as like this is our first meeting. And you were immediately like, Dracula the vampire. I was like, oh, he knows a lot about me.
That's a really good. I think you could probably add like a little bit of a questionnaire, and perhaps like as an idea, if we're really leaning into the sauce packets being like narrative prompts, it could be something that's like you draw. It's like we ask the question of what is our relationship? You draw a card and ask the question. So it's like, what is our relationship? I draw the card, can't wait. And so we, let me ask you, how do we interpret that as our relationship? I would like to test this part of it.
If you told us that the relationship between Dracula and Van Helsing was can't wait, I think we're about to kill each other.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I think that we have that tells that's kind of what I was thinking as well, is like that tells us that we've reached the point of no return, and like that's going to color our scenes in a big way. Yes. And like maybe it's a question of like and the specific questions are like, does Van Helsing know Dracula's a vampire? I drew yes to forever.
All right, so he's very well aware.
So like I'm well aware, and maybe we can add to maybe it becomes a plot point that like it is my family's birthright to hunt you, like over the generations, right? Like that adds a layer to the characters, and I think that's a fun mechanic if we wanted to add that. Mm-hmm. And it kind of helps us color our scenes a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, that's something we'll add as a mechanic when we release this. I like that.
Also, just the idea of drawing the packets and using them to tell the story is very good.
Yeah. So yeah, I dig this. We'll definitely add that. So, all right. So we know that we are bitter rivals then.
Yeah.
We'll consider that going forward. We are bitter rivals. All right. Ready for scene 2?
I am. Let me grab my 5 packets.
Where is my? I had a Mountain Dew Baja Blast for this, and I think I left it in the other room. All right, I'll get it in between rounds next time. Ready?
I am ready.
All right, I got my packets up. All right.
All right.
I got some good ones this round. Ready?
I got some interesting ones.
This is literally the same thing. All right. Van Helsing and Dracula's hands accidentally touch as they reach for the last case of limited edition Baja Blast in the supermarket.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start the timer. Ho, 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 ho. Ho.
Well. Here we find ourselves again.
Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm leaving here with the Baja Blast.
Oh, I get it. It's because you're the king of the vampires. You get whatever you want, right?
No, you're just a dick.
Okay, first of all, rude.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're a vampire. You don't get to make moral judgments on people.
As a vampire, notice how I whisper it, because I have couth. As a vampire.
I thought that was just sort of a dramatic flair thing. I figured that was just part of your whole deal.
I'm still talking.
All right.
And as a powerful vampire, I'm letting you know right now, I'm leaving with this Baja Blast. If you think you're walking out of here with the last case, you got another thing coming.
I am not I am not letting you impugn on justice again. I cannot believe that that this is where the dance has taken us. But if depriving you the joy of this Mountain Dew Baja Blast is at least a little thing that I can take from you, let me tell you, it makes me so happy to think about even depriving you of a moment of satisfaction. Even in this tiny, insignificant moment.
What are you gonna do about it? Do you want to throw down?
And I snatch a box and just run for the counter.
I run and I grab you, like I tackle you from the ankles.
No, get off me! Get off me!
Come on, let's do this. Put him up.
No. I will.
Dracula fights like an Irishman. I'm not sure if you knew that about Dracula.
I just the position that you've described. All I really can do is sort of like back kick. Just no.
Why not? Put up your dukes.
I'm not gonna. You know what? And I open the box and I dump out the cans. Here are your cans. I hope you are filled with joy about it.
What's with this spicy attitude?
Because I've spent a long time tracking you down. I'm also gonna have one of these because they're very tasty. Have you had Mountain Dew USA, by the way?
Cheers.
It's all 50 flavors mixed together.
As we cheers, I slap it out of your hand.
Why?
Because this is my Mountain Dew.
How dare
Just know that I will always be faster than you. Always be stronger than you.
You can spend a lifetime running. You can spend a lifetime thinking that you are untouchable, but I will get to you. Yeah, I will get to you. Maybe not today. Maybe not here in the supermarket. They are signaling for us to leave now, and I feel like perhaps it's probably for the best that we get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, there are definitely other
three.
No. I just saw a cop car turn the corner. We should definitely. I'm gonna go, but I want you to know I'm watching you.
You can watch me all you want. Do you know what I did to the last vampire hunter?
Was it drank their blood because you're a vampire? Got him. We got him.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it was.
Oh, well, I figured that. I thought you were gonna have a whole much larger, elaborate thing. I didn't.
I drank it slowly.
Oh.
I watched the life come out of her eyes as she
well,
fell upon the floor. Does that worry you, Van Helsing? Does it worry you? The idea that in a moment I can take your life away?
No, not as much as you think. What actually does worry me, though, is that the manager has gotten a broom, and he seems to be intent on brooming us out of here now.
Well, you should worry.
Seriously, though.
Because you are not hungry enough.
I have a hunger inside of me that you cannot comprehend, and it is a hunger that will only be sated by your blood on my hands.
And then I think we go to swing, and then the managers grab us.
Just grab.
They had me on the Lord of Darkness! We are dragged out.
You're big now! You're big now, Jeremy! Jeremy, you big now?
What a fantastic scene.
Go to the grocery store!
What an amazing scene.
Great
What an
scene.
amazing
Great scene. I feel like having the added motivation really colored it, because it helped us come into it with a very specific point of view.
Oh. So how'd you do?
I got 3 packets.
You got 3 packets? What'd you get?
I got Makes Me Happy. I got Oh, I Get It. And I got First of All.
Oh, first of all, it's an easy one.
I was unable to fit in You're Missing Out again. I kept trying. I was going to really recommend Do As Say to You. Which I have not had, full disclosure. And I had a didn't hear it from me that I did not know where to drop it.
All right, I only got 2. So this round, I got 2. I got Why Not and Let's Do This.
Good ones. Very good. Here's the thing. There were a lot that I was certain were phrases that I was ready to call you on and was like, I don't know. I don't know. Because
That was a big plan this round. I was like, I'm going to just say the word spicy and saucy a lot and see if I can get Jeff to bite.
I was close.
The 2 that, I'm sorry, the 3 I did not get were I'm Your Main Squeeze, which would have been real weird to get in there out of nowhere.
I think it's worth noting that we are playing this in the first week of March, which means a lot of the Valentine's themed sauce packets are still in play.
That's a good point. Would make sense with my next one, which was Go Ahead, Ask Her.
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's real big Valentine's Day energy in these particular sauce packets.
That's why I was like, do you know what I did to the last vampire hunter? I was hoping you'd say no, so I could say, go ahead and ask her. She's in the graveyard.
Oh, that would have been a good line. I'm upset that I didn't bite.
And I'll make you sweat. That's why I kept threatening you, and I was like, maybe I'll slip it in. But if I slip it in, I want to say a bunch of stuff that he'll call first.
Yeah, right.
So that's why I was just like the spicy sauciness.
That one's just real horny in a way that I don't like.
I got a lot of horny packets.
All right, let me grab my final 5.
Yeah, get your final 5. I'm gonna have another nacho. Home.
Okay, these are a good 5.
All right, let's see what I got here. Ooh. Oh, I got a double. Okay. This is going to be great. I feel it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this one in particular.
All right. So I got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's see what our final scene of the day will be. Ooh. Nina Harker's health is fading. Desperate, Van Helsing comes to beg Dracula for the girl's life.
Okay. All right.
So, I have all the power in this scene.
Yes. I think at the start of this, we're already in your grand chamber.
Yeah, just in my chamber here.
Yeah.
Eating some delicious nachos.
Did we start the timer?
Oh, I didn't start the timer. I'm sorry. I was busy stirring my cheese. Timer started. Oh, Van Helsing! What brings you here?
I'm pretty sure you know the answer to that.
I'd like to hear you say it.
Well, you didn't hear it from me, but
What a strange thing to say.
I don't think it's strange. Mina's not well.
Oh. Is that all?
Weirdly, normally, I wouldn't be here.
Oh.
I believe you know our relationship.
Oh, yes, I know. No introductions are needed. I know.
No, I understand that. I don't want to be here. But the thing is, she's been. It's been a few months, and about every 28 days, on the light of the full moon, she's been disappearing and coming back covered in blood and fur, and I think that maybe she's turned into a werewolf.
That certainly was not the affliction I thought you were going to come to me with, but...
I know. I am as surprised as you are.
Does she show any markings, or?
No, but we did have a run-in with a wolf about 4 months ago under the light of the full moon.
Does she bear the crest of the lichen?
In fact, you know what? Now this is me being a bad doctor. I recognize that. This one's on me. But I did not really piece that together until just now when you said that, and it's sort of staring me in the face.
So she does.
She has
because tattoos or it didn't happen.
Very specifically, a wolf's head on her shoulder. That like on the day of the full moon seems to come to life.
Well, I hate to break it to you. I think she's a werewolf.
Now here's why I come to you.
Yes.
And mind you, this is not easy for me to say. Do you know what a remarkably effective cure for lycanthropy is?
To be honest with you, Mr. Helsing, but I had marked Mina Harker to be one of my heiresses. I was planning to sire her.
It's funny you say that because I do know what makes someone.
But if the lichens are for coming in on my territory,
I need you to make her a vampire. I've talked to her about it. She is okay with it. She has given her full permission. We need you.
I feel like this is a trick, Van Helsing.
I know. Believe me, I feel the same way. I feel exactly the same way. But this is an instance where we are not so different in that we are simply looking to escape forces much larger than us.
So, you're going to bring the girl here for me?
Well, she is going to come here on her own volition. I am merely a messenger here. I've asked her, like I said, she has said, I asked her if she was okay with this, and she said yes. And I said, you know, this is you saying yes to forever, and she said absolutely.
You know the two of us are going to destroy your town. We're just going to get together and be like, let's show them, and we're just going to eat all of you. You know that, right?
Look, I'm not happy about this turn of events. In a lot of ways, this is me admitting that you've won.
All right. I dare you to bring her here.
But if it means that she gets to be happy, then I will be happy with that. I like seeing my friends happy. I don't think that is. We have fought many times, and you have found none of my weaknesses. But there. I've given you one of them.
Well, it's been 5 minutes, so I guess go fetch the girl and bring her to me.
All right.
Damn it! I had 2 more to go.
I had 3 as well.
All right, so which ones did you get?
I got 4. I
You
got 4 of my 5.
All right, what did you get?
I like blank.
Oh, God.
I got yes to forever.
Yes to forever. Ooh, I didn't even hear you say that. That's a suspicious
I asked her.
one.
I said you're saying yes to forever. I got I do.
Again? Damn it.
Again. And this one's on me.
I should have called you on that one.
I actually... Yeah, you should have. You absolutely should
So that's another 12 points for you. That brings you up to...
The one that I didn't... The one that I couldn't
points.
get in was on the count of 3.
I can't believe you didn't catch me on any of these. I had no introduction needed. That is so glary.
Okay.
Tattoos or it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to fit that one in.
I got
Did you say
it.
that one? Oh my god, incredible.
Because that's why I was just like, did she have the tattoo of the werewolf?
Incredible.
And let's show him.
Yeah, we're going to be like, let's show them.
So that's a nice 9 points for me. So that's
So
not
here's
gonna be
here's
enough.
my playtest feedback.
Wait, let me tell you the ones I couldn't get in.
Okay, give me the ones you
real
couldn't
quick.
get.
I couldn't get spoiler alert, which like I was about to slip in. But I was trying to get you to call me on something before I threw that one in, and double dare you. Which like I
You were
started
close.
saying like
You were
I dare
close.
you, hoping you'd respond with that, but not
Yeah,
to be sure.
you were close. You were close on that one. So here's my thoughts on playtesting.
What are your thoughts?
I think that the challenge that this playtest has revealed, and we already discussed this, is that the actual saying of the phrases probably shouldn't be that high. I'm thinking what I think should be flipped on the scoring should be saying the phrases and blocking and like trick and the bluffing. I think that the phrases on the packets as is aren't that bizarre, and so it's easier to slip a lot of them into the conversation.
Okay, so as it stands now, saying something is worth 3 points.
Yeah. And I think, like, tricking someone, right? Like, calling a bluff, or incorrectly calling a bluff. What's the term for
Incorrectly
that?
calling a bluff is only worth 1 point.
See, I think that should be worth 3 points.
Really?
I think those two should be flipped, because I was terrified. Like, in play, I was terrified of calling you out. Of
Right.
calling a thing and having you say that's not a strange thing to say.
Right, that's why it's only worth 1 point, though.
See, I think that should be
There's-
worth...
The risk is low, so calling someone out is not that
I see what
bad.
you're saying. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I think I wasn't thinking... I think I had flipped those values in my head, but hearing your explanation of it makes a lot more sense, which I think is less of a game thing and more about how I was reading and playing the game thing.
Yeah, my thought process is working into a conversation is 3 points. Mm-hmm. Calling someone out gives you 2 points, but it also like takes 3 points away.
Yep.
So it's kind of a net gain of 5.
Yeah.
And bluffing is only 1 point.
I see what you're saying. I
This
think that
way,
all makes
like
sense.
you're not too like encouraged to just never do it.
Yeah.
Because that reminds me, I actually did call you out once and miss.
Yeah.
So you actually get another point that I didn't mean to. I forgot to add.
Which was another thing I was going to talk about, so thank you for bringing that up. But let's finish I think the scoring is good. I think now that you've kind of talked through that, I think I think the scoring is good, and I think I approached it
Yeah.
from a mindset that wasn't factoring that in, and I think that makes a lot of sense, making it a low value thing so that you're encouraged to constantly kind of like call it out and potentially give them 1 point as opposed to your 3.
Yeah, and then the manipulation, getting you to say one of mine, is 5 points.
Because that's really difficult to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds. I think that all makes sense in retro. Now that we've talked through it.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that I was gonna say, the thing that you called me out on, that was an unexpected and very fun element of play as play progressed.
Yeah.
Which was that using phrases that we knew had been in other sauce packets. Because that's when you called me out. Was I had said either like you're missing out or you didn't hear it from me. Or like I used a phrase that was very specifically like had been in play earlier.
Yeah.
Just to like force you to go, oh, that was a phrase.
Yeah.
That was a fun bluff play that I think like is a very good. I like that it's not in the rules, but I like that it's read between the lines-able in the rules of like once we've been playing for a little bit and we see the phrases that are coming up in circulation, kind of like consciously throwing some of them in to just like encourage that kind. Like that's a good bluff play.
Because I was definitely because you said it first before I could. I was planning to say Liv Moss like a lot, just to kind of like get into your head about it. But you said Liv Moss like right after round 1. I was like, damn, that plan's gone. But yeah, that's going to be the game, and you absolutely destroyed me. So that means you get to perform the winning scene.
I do.
The winning scene for Van Helsing is, I am overwhelmed by the garlicky and fiery phrases you have hurled at me. My only chance of surviving is the healing power of the Doritos Locos Taco. However, the last one is in the hands of Van Helsing, who will eat it in front of me. So yes, I am going to waste my taco and not eat it as the loser of this. Don't start eating. We didn't start the scene yet.
My mother said to eat, and I already regret.
Well, these are the rules, Jeff.
That's fair.
So you better enjoy it.
It does not say in the rules that I have to enjoy this.
I mean, I'm dying. Like, why would you... You've won. You should probably savor the moment and the flavors. All right. Let's begin.
All right, let's begin.
Oh, this was all you devious vampire hunter. I thought you were going to feed me Mina Harker.
What did I tell you? I told you, you can't run forever.
I could, if you could, in my dying breath.
Oh, did you want this? Did you want this taco?
Yes, send me to heaven before you send me to hell.
Oh my god, it's so good. You're so missing. This is the same kind that you dropped on the floor before, right? Oh,
it was part of it. Oh my gosh, you're wasting it.
Oh, it's delicious. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Oh.
You don't deserve it. You're not treating it with the needed respect.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's really, honestly, I can't even finish it. It's so filling and delightful.
No! Please! Van Helsing!
There's really nothing I can do.
You're a man of great character. Please.
I told you, we're not so different, you and I. I'll see you in hell.
No. I think this part would work better if I knew that was the last Doritos taco and I didn't have one in front of me because we're doing this virtually.
I think the other thing, the two other things that would make this better is if this taco was fresh.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty bad. I'm enjoying nachos that are good.
Oh, they're probably fine. Turns out, I got a Supreme. Turns out I got a Supreme, so this is sour cream that's been sitting for several hours.
that you then heated up in a broiler.
Yep, I then broiled a bunch of sour cream.
This game could not have gone better. So that was Taco Bell Lugosi. What'd you think, Jeff?
I think the things I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. The stuff that I really enjoyed. I actually really like that the phrases aren't as weird because I think it makes the game a little bit trickier.
I mean, I think there's a decent mix. Like every once in a while you get like an I do, but every once in a while you also get a tattoos or it didn't happen.
Yeah, I think there's a good mix of like weird stuff and ordinary stuff that makes it like a fun guessing game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like the deception elements and like the way that the different pieces interact is very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Taco Bell part of it because I enjoy Taco Bell. It's not good, but I like it. It uses the food in a very interesting and fun way, like using the sauce. This is me. This is Jeff Stormer, the LARP, the Olive Garden LARP guy, breaking this down on a theoretical level.
Right.
Using the sauce packets as like an essential element of like Taco Bell that is really Taco Bell specific is a very clever touch, because in the same way that like Olive Garden, it's very specific that, you know, when you're here, your family and unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks is an Olive Garden thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sauce packets is a very specific Taco Bell thing. Like no other restaurant has the sauce packet with a phrase on it. And so that's a really clever touch. Like that's a good game design touch that makes it hyper specific to the place that it's supposed to be like set at or accompanied by.
So for the folks at home, explain what When You're Here, Your Family was.
Sure. When You're Here, Your Family is an Olive Garden LARP for a group of players about a family living in a place over many generations. And the way that it works is it uses unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks as its core mechanic. The way that it works is you go to an Olive Garden. It is played at an Olive Garden at lunch while you're eating unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks. Each course of a meal that you eat, every time you order another soup or another bowl of soup or another salad, or you order another like dish, it like time passes and you portray another generation of this family that has lived here, and you examine how your values change, and you talk about the previous generations and how your community has changed over the years. And the breadsticks, as your table eats breadsticks and your breadsticks run out, different problems face your family or your community. That, like, when the basket is empty, like, that problem has to be addressed, right? Like,
Gotcha.
that thing has to be... you can no longer avoid whatever the looming decision was. And so, like, it is very specifically an Olive Garden LARP because it uses things that are only available at an Olive Garden. So it uses unlimited soup, salad.
How's that taco treating you, Jeff?
Not great. Not great. It's really great to be on stream while processing all of these things on a purely physical level. But the thing about it is, like, the Olive Garden LARP uses things that are only at an Olive Garden, and it uses the idea of, like, eating at Olive Garden as the thing, right?
Right.
And the thing I like about Taco Bell Lugosi is that it uses a very iconic Taco Bell element, which, like, until I read the game and until we played it today, like, I really hadn't considered how well this game uses, like, an essential Taco Bell thing.
Okay.
As its gameplay engine, right? Like I was saying, like, no other restaurant does the sauce packets with the little phrases on them. Like, that's the Taco Bell thing. And if another restaurant's doing it, it's because they're doing it because Taco Bell does it. And I think it's very clever to have a game that, like, builds on that as a mechanical base.
Okay. So, when you tried to become the official LARP designer of the Olive Garden, what did you ask of the Olive Garden? Because I'd like to ask the exact same thing.
Here's my
Taco
demands
Bell.
of the Olive Garden. Here's what I think you should ask of Taco Bell. I want them to declare me their... I still want this, by the way. I want this note.
All right, I'm trying to get this back out there. Yeah.
I want to be declared the official LARP designer of the Olive Garden restaurant.
Right.
I want a $25 Olive Garden gift card. That is the approximate value of two people's unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks lunch plus a soda or an iced tea each, I will cover tip. That's fine.
That seems fair.
I want an Olive Garden t-shirt or a hat. One or the other. I do not want both. I do not want to look like a shill. And then I want them to give me their InDesign files of their menu so that I could make a PDF version of the game. But we then made a PDF version of the game anyway. I contacted Deep Anyway, who's a great layout artist and game designer, and they made an incredible looking PDF to begin with. So I'm crossing that item off the list. That is no longer necessary. So it's a t-shirt or a hat. Again, I do not want both.
Don't need both.
A $25 gift card, enough for 2 people to partake in the thing, and the title. Those are all I want. That's all I want.
All right, so I will ask Taco Bell for either a hat or a t-shirt. Don't need both.
Oh, you don't want both. You don't want to look like a shell.
To be declared the official tabletop game designer of the Taco Bell, and a gift card for approximately the meal of 2 people playing. So $7.
I would go with a $10 gift card. Like,
$10 gift card.
here's the thing. I would say go with $20, and then like that way, like 2 people can really cut loose. Because I think that's traditionally about what we spend when you, me and Jen like go at it. We traditionally spend about $30 total for the 3 of us, and so like I feel like $20 for 2 people is a good price.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a plan.
All right.
So we're gonna put this up. Do we have the account yet?
No, I will set up a page. I will set up a page for you. So what I'm thinking is we'll do. This is Jeff as game designer and business person.
Yeah.
I will work with you to set up a page for like an itch.io page for you.
Yeah.
And then you can put your games on your page. I'll put my games on my page, and then there's a bundle function.
Okay.
So you can sell games at a bundle, and then we'll sell them as a bundle, like for all of the games that we create. That we'll just add them to as we create them.
Okay. What do you think the value of this game should be?
I feel like this is a good strong like $5, like a good strong like $3 to $5 game.
Okay. That was more than I was gonna say.
I think you could probably. So let me see. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you exactly what I went with. Yeah, I've got Jonathan Frakes is $5 on itch.io, and I think this feels exactly the same kind of niche space.
Okay.
So I think $5 is a good price.
All right.
I could also give an entire TED talk about like indie game pricing and why people should, why I constantly default back to the phrase of you should charge more for your game. But I think $5 is a good like base level price for like a one and done gameplay experience, like an easy, light kind of, one shot. We're going to play it once. We're going to laugh about it. It is a good like intro meme one shot indie game price.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll put this up for $5. I'll put the link either on screen or in the description when this goes to YouTube, and you can play Taco Bell Lugosi, the official, unofficial RPG of the Taco Bell.
Yeah. I'm glad that you've made this. I'm glad that the Olive Garden, the fast food LARP movement is thriving.
And you can print out your own cards. It's got some good ones like, let's see what else we have here. Dracula struggles to enter the Taco Bell and tries to get Van Helsing to invite him. That's good.
That's fun. I like that. That's fun.
That's a fun one. Let's see. That we did that one. Dracula appears to Van Helsing in one of his dreams.
Cool. Love that.
Van Helsing bursts in just in time to watch Dracula helping Redfield escape from his cell.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Van Helsing and Dracula wait in line behind the guy who's basically ordering the entire Taco Bell menu.
So the guy from the Try Guys.
Yeah, the guy from the Try Guys. Dracula spots Van Helsing at a Borders Books reading Twilight. He cannot stop himself from saying something.
That's fun. I like that. That's cute.
Van Helsing asks about the whereabouts of Jonathan Harker. Dracula has just killed Lucy Westenra during her shift at the Taco Bell drive-thru. Just then, Van Helsing drives up to make an order.
I like also that, like, there's a real clash of like high drama and the lowest possible stakes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted.
Funny.
Because like the next one is Van Helsing nails Dracula's coffin shut and waits for him to wake up.
Yeah, it's very like there's a real what we do in the shadows energy to all of this, where it's like big vampire drama coupled with just the lowest possible stakes because it involves Taco Bell.
Yeah. So this has been the March episode of the games we made along the way.
All right.
So I got to hit you with.
I'm ready.
This is what I would like you to design for next month.
I'm ready.
Because I was thinking about how you and I once went to a convention up in Connecticut. And we drove 9 hours with 0 stops. We just kept going. I would like you to create a game where the main concept, the main mechanic, revolves around Google Maps.
Google Maps. Okay. This is exciting. I will shout out one thing. This is an interesting challenge, and something that I will shout out as an added interesting challenge is I know of at least one Google Maps game.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, my God. And it's incredibly good. So I have to take this in a very different direction. Let me find the name of the game.
Because maps, directions.
Oh, my God. What is the name of this game? Here, I found it. Hold on. You can cut all of this out.
Yeah, this will get cut.
Okay, yeah. So this is interesting. This is a good challenge. I like this. I'm excited to do it. This is going to be a fun, interesting challenge, and I'm shouting this out both as a recommendation because this is a game that I genuinely love, and also an added challenge for me is that I don't want to step on this game's heels. Bated Breath by Jack Beckwith is a game that is specifically about Google Maps and uses Google Maps Street View to create a sort of haunted ghost story game.
Okay.
So I have to take this in a very different direction than that, and I'm very excited to figure out how to do that.
All right. And if you want to join us for that, we'll be doing that live on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/plus2comedy. And then we'll be uploading the Twitch stream onto Plus 2 Comedy Gaming on YouTube.
I'm excited. This is gonna be good. I'm excited. I think I've got some ideas, and I'm excited to kind of dig into them.
Yeah, and I'm excited to play more games with you.
Hell yeah!
I'm glad that we have a monthly game date now.
I'm excited to have a monthly game day where we play something weird and maybe that doesn't work. It's gonna be great.
Where can people find you, Jeff?
You can find me on Twitter at PartyOfOnePod. You can find all of my work. That's the games that I design, the podcasts that I create, all that good stuff at jeffstormer.com.
And I am TV's Noah. You can find me at Plus 2 Comedy. You can also follow the podcast Stay Doomed, where we watch shows that lasted one season or less and say if they should be resurrected, could be resurrected, or if they should stay doomed. I'm TV's Noah. Over there we have Jeff Stormer, my good friend. But what's really important, as we battled through this Taco Bell vampire game, were the games we made along the way.
We got it that time. We got it almost that time.
Perfection!